So this is big news, guys. This is something that I really didn't think was going to happen. I've said it multiple times in videos before, and I'll be the first one to admit it. I never thought that they were actually going to not utilize Henry Cavill as Superman. When they re-announced him as Superman back at Black Adam's ending trailer little video, they released him and they basically made him come out and publicly say that he was going to be returning as Superman. This seemed like it was going to be a definitive thing. Henry Cavill literally came out on Instagram, and we're going to go over it in today's video. But he came out on Instagram and said that the studio literally told him to come out and say that he's going to be returning as Superman to get the hype train started. And now, apparently, after meeting with James Gunn, it has just been announced that Henry Cavill is now not returning as Superman. Apparently, James Gunn is going to reboot Superman all over again and bring us a younger version of Superman. So he's essentially going to be doing an origin story for Superman that nobody asked for. This is completely going against everything that I thought was going to happen with Henry Cavill and Superman and DC as a whole. Henry Cavill is an easy sale when it comes to tickets for Superman in the theaters. It's been proven, especially after the complete insane hype train that followed Black Adam's ending little secret scene when he came back as Superman. It was a bombshell kind of a thing. And now that they're completely deciding to go against that and say, nope, we're not going to utilize that, it's pretty nuts, man. People are not happy. So we're going to get into the article, guys. This one from Bounding Into Comics. It says James Gunn claims that the reason for Henry Cavill being out as Superman is actually very simple. He's just a different age. DC Studios boss James Gunn recently clarified why actor Henry Cavill will not be returning to the role of Superman for his upcoming film about the superhero. Gunn announced on December 14th, Peter and I have a DC slate ready to go, which we couldn't be more over the moon about. We'll be able to share some exciting information about our first projects at the beginning of the new year. I just want to throw this out there. I think this is absolutely stupid. I think this is one of the most stupid decisions that James Gunn and Peter Safran can make for their upcoming DC lineup. I mean, I understand that you're trying to make your own 10-year thing. I get it, dude, but you gotta be kidding me if you're not gonna utilize a super fan favorite, no pun intended, of Superman in Henry Cavill. I mean, come on, the guy literally left The Witcher to focus on Superman. He left The Witcher because they were destroying the lore, and he was completely against what they were doing there because he signed on for 7 seasons for The Witcher. So for him to drop The Witcher, you know something serious must have happened. And now that he was so excited to play Superman, you guys want to screw him and say that you're not going to use him because you want to do a younger Superman? Who's asking for that? It's just so stupid. I can't believe they're doing something like this. It's honestly insane. It says, among those on the slate is Superman. In the initial stages, our story will be focusing on an earlier part of Superman's life, so the character will not be played by Henry Cavill, he declared. Gunn then added, but we just had a great meeting with Henry, and we're big fans, and we talked about a number of exciting possibilities to work together in the future. The only way they're going to bring back Henry Cavill is probably going to be into some sort of multiverse sequence. That's the only way I can see them bringing back Henry Cavill. Otherwise, what is the point? What is honestly the point? Like, nobody asked for a younger origin story Superman all over again. Like, nobody asked for that. And I get that you're doing that because you're trying to build some sort of 10-year legacy with your films. But honestly, you're just pissing off a lot of people. You are pissing off a lot of future potential viewers of your movies who were probably really excited to see Henry Cavill return as Superman, only for you to screw them in the end and say, you know what, we're not going to have him play Superman. We're actually going to change it up completely and fuck whatever you guys wanted. Screw it. We don't even care what the fans want. This is basically what they're saying. In a response to the query about a fan as to why Cavill's being recast, Gunn responded, as I said yesterday, it is very simple. He's a different age. When challenged by another user that Gunn was making an origin story, he denied it, writing, also, as I said yesterday, I am definitely not doing an origin story. After being challenged by the user again, Gunn would then reveal that Superman's not meeting the major characters for the first time either, he's merely younger. Gunn would also provide more details about his plans for the DCU. In response to one user's query about Batman, Gunn confirmed the character will play a major role in his DCU plans, writing, he's a big part of the DCU. Gunn also revealed that his DCU plans will not be solely focused on major DC Comics characters like Superman and Batman, but will also explore lesser-known characters. And like I said, I get that. I get the whole wanting to explore lesser-known characters because that's what Marvel did, right? Marvel started with their big hitters. They started with their big hitters, and the only thing I could really say is that Iron Man as a whole probably wasn't that big of a hitter coming out in the beginning of the MCU, but then as time went on, he became a big hitter, right? Like people obviously love the Iron Man comics, but if you compared him to other known Marvel comic book characters, he definitely wasn't at the top. So when they started the MCU with Iron Man, that was an interesting decision. I'll just leave it at that. Obviously, now you see that it paid off for the first three phases, but it was still an interesting decision when it happened. But when it comes to DC Comics, they do need to start with their big hitters. They've been rebooted, they've been destroyed, remade again multiple times. You got to come out strong. You have to, and especially now that you're pissing people off by not getting Henry Cavill to replay Superman after you basically told people that Henry Cavill was going to replace Superman at the end of Black Adam. That's essentially what you did. And now you took that all away and you're trying to pretend like everything is fine and we're just going to do this weird origin story, even though you're calling it not an origin story. But if you're featuring a younger Superman who's not going to be surrounded by the other people within the DC lineup because he's a younger version of himself who hasn't met the major characters yet, that sounds like an origin story. You know what I mean? Am I crazy? It says, but they will also explore lesser known characters. He tweeted, we'll be focusing on most well known and some lesser known characters simultaneously. Cavill's only 39 years old, so it's more likely that Gunn, Peter Safran, and DC Studios will be looking to cast someone in their early 20s for their Superman film. Listen, they're probably gonna go. They're probably gonna go with like this super young, like TikTok boy looking Superman. It's gonna be so cringe. I have a bad feeling about this. I really do. Like, I don't have a lot of faith in their ability to do this right because it just seems so chaotic. You had such an easy win. Superman Henry Cavill was an easy win for a lot of people. You would have got butts in the seats. You would have sold plenty of tickets, especially after the hype from Black Adam, and you threw it all away. I hope that your end game, no pun intended, I hope your end game is strong. Like whatever you have planned for your DCU slate, I hope it's strong because this is not the way you want to start off your new DCU with this much of drama, this level of press. Like this is really bad for the brand, in my opinion, especially since Henry Cavill recently left Witcher. So people are sad that he left Witcher, and now you're taking him away from Superman. It's just like nobody could win. I feel like nobody could win. Fans of Henry Cavill cannot win right now. And I'm a big fan of Henry Cavill and his work. So I feel like it's like, what the hell? Like, what's going on? Is he blacklisted from Hollywood? Like, this is crazy. If you're a big fan of Cavill, wouldn't you want him in the movies? For them to say they're big fans of Cavill and then basically remove him from one of the staple roles within the DCU, I think that's pretty fucked up. And I think it's obvious that there's a lot more going on at play here than meets the eye. So that's my opinion, guys. You can let me know in the comments down below. I hope you did enjoy this video. If you did, don't forget to leave me a subscribe. I would greatly appreciate it. Don't forget to like the video, comment, let me know what you thought of today's story, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Hypnotic out.